Oh, interesting. So I like to think of consciousness as something that is dynamic. We in the West, we've tried to, or we got used to consider that consciousness is like a fixed thing. The consciousness that you have, like the ordinary consciousness, is when you go to work, when you are, I don't know, eating, when you are writing. This is the ordinary consciousness. But in our daily lives, we experience many different states of consciousness. For example, we go to sleep at night, and sleeping is a different state of consciousness. The awareness that you have of the environment and of yourself is different when you're sleeping than when you're awake. And then, even in sleep, there are different states of consciousness. You can be dreaming, and then the consciousness you have is completely different. You can also be in deep meditation, for example, and the consciousness you have is different. Or, for example, we take the car to go work, and you know the way, you drive, and then you don't remember what you have done in those 15 minutes of driving your car. Your mind was, in a way, somewhere else. There was a different state of consciousness. So consciousness is something that is dynamic, it changes a lot. And one of the possibilities of consciousness is experiencing this expanded state of consciousness in which interesting things can happen. But in the Western society, I don't know since when that happened, but we try to, make consciousness a more narrow thing. Okay, consciousness should be this way, and if you step out of this kind of consciousness, then usually it was considered a pathological event. For example, if you say that you are hearing voices, that is considered like a pathological symptom, and maybe you can be diagnosed as schizophrenic or whatever, but it's going to sound strange if you say that you're hearing voices. But if you have a holotropic breathwork experience or a psychedelic experience, and you say, I was hearing this voice, and this happened and the other thing happened, in that moment it's not pathological because it goes away. So the same kind of symptom is not pathological anymore. Same thing as with other cultures. They hear voices, they see, I don't know, beings in nature, they have these animals and spirits and something like that, and because it's accepted in the society, in the culture that they have, it's not pathological, it's part of their field of experience. In our society, this kind of freedom of thought is not so encouraged by the political system and the economic system, which after the Industrial Revolution, it's like, okay, you have to produce, you have to work, you have to adapt to these kind of rules in order to produce more, go work, study, marry. So there's like a path that is defined, and the state of consciousness, in a way, they take us, they give us different perspective on this. So these divergent visions of reality can be threatening to the establishment, and I think that might be one of the reasons why that is forbidden or try to pathologize these kind of experiences.